Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today, we're going to rank the MBTI personalities based on their talkativeness. Make sure to watch each one and find out which personalities are talkative and which are quiet. If the topic of the conversation isn't one they're familiar with or comfortable with, any type may come out as quiet and reserved. In a similar vein, anyone might come off as chatty if the topic of conversation turns to something that they're passionate about. However, based on general tendencies, we have ranked each one of 16 personality types in one of these categories. Here is the MBTI personalities ranking based on their talkativeness. Number 1. ISTJ. Though they tend to be quiet, ISTJs like sharing information, instructions, and personal experiences. They will probably take the initiative and steer the discourse toward more useful objectives if they are in a gathering where a goal needs to be accomplished but everyone is just babbling. However, unless they believe there is a useful reason for sharing information, they tend to be very silent and reserved about their emotions. Number 2. ISFJ. ISFJs care about other people's feelings and can come out as rather talkative in an effort to make others feel comfortable or get to know them better. They appreciate exchanging life experiences and significant details, and they usually find it easy to strike up a conversation. For ISFJs, awkward silences can be uncomfortable because they fear that others will feel awkward, tense, or shy. As a result, they could come out as more talkative or outgoing than they actually are. ISFJs are introverts nonetheless, and they require a lot of alone time to recharge and stop worrying over what to say next. Number 3. ESTJ. Although ESTJs don't feel the need to talk non-stop, they do love exchanging tales, jokes, and ideas with each other. Since they are extroverted thinkers, they are almost never without a project or goal in mind. They adore outlining procedures, giving instructions, and detailing their numerous ambitious endeavors. They frequently take pleasure in exchanging how-tos, information, and other useful knowledge. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ESFJ. ESFJs are concerned with fostering a sense of connectedness and harmony in the world. They take pleasure in telling tales, making jokes, and making others feel at ease in whatever way they can. Sharing life experiences, discovering likes and dislikes, and exchanging helpful advice are common ways to connect with others. ESFJs frequently speak in a linear, detailed manner, giving every aspect of their story. They take pleasure in learning about people's personal data and are adept at utilizing small conversation to encourage people to divulge more personal information. Number 5. INFJ. INFJs care about other people's feelings, and they may use words to reassure or gauge a person's emotional state. They can first appear more extroverted than other introverts, since they place a high value on understanding others. They take pleasure in long conversation and getting to know individuals better. INFJs find small chat to be fairly draining, and they will typically look quieter if others are talking about topics that have no chance of having deeper significance. However, they typically need some time to recuperate after a lengthy conversation because they are introverts. Number 6. INFP. INFPs are reflective personality types who like to listen more than speak. They can, however, become fairly talkative when their imagination is engaged, exploring concepts, hypotheses, and speculations. These people are frequently motivated by stories, and they can take pleasure in reflecting on a film, book, or television program that affected them deeply. When they are able to talk about their artistic endeavors or the possibilities they can't wait to explore someday, they can also come off as being highly animated and expressive. However, they definitely need to spend some time alone to recover after being overstimulated in social settings. Number 7. ENFJ. ENFJs are driven to forge enduring relationships with others. This indicates that they frequently approach strangers, introduce themselves, and start a conversation. They enjoy talking about broad ideas, concepts, and psychological insights since they are intuitives. Additionally, they have a talent for reading people and are adept at selecting the right words to elicit conversations. ENFJs have a propensity to find silence uncomfortable and will frequently strive to fill any pauses in the conversation. Number 8. ENFP. The extroverted social ENFP personality enjoys exchanging ideas, imagining possibilities, and developing solutions. When their imagination is fired up, they can talk endlessly about all sorts of thoughts and possibilities that have just occurred to them. They could come across as more reserved and quieter when the talk is brief or superficial. They enjoy brainstorming, humor, charisma, and bringing people together for a good time or an in-depth discussion. Number 9. ISTP. The activities that they like during their free time typically reflect the fact that ISTPs prefer doing things over speaking things. The majority of ISTPs typically have a ton of hobbies they can't wait to indulge in while they're by themselves, unlike other types who might be attending parties or organizing social gatherings. Unless they have a close relationship with someone and that person has gained their total trust, they don't usually share their feelings with others. Number 10. ISFP. ISFPs are reserved, quiet people who like to concentrate their attention on other people and the activities they find enjoyable. They aren't usually big talkers unless they're discussing a subject that is extremely important to them or they're attempting to vocally empathize with someone. Instead of talking to people about all their feelings and emotions, they are typically good at active listening and assisting them. Number 11. ESTP. ESTPs are outgoing, energetic people who enjoy socializing and being physically active. They find prolonged sitting and chit-chatting boring, but when they're engaged in an activity or when there's a funny story or joke to share, they may talk for long periods of time. Long conversations can become boring to them unless they are accompanied with an engaging experience. Number 12. ESFP. ESFPs are outgoing social creatures who enjoy being with others and having a good time. They take pleasure in discussing their most recent experiences, making people laugh, and telling stories. They can readily read the room because they are feelers who are tuned into the emotions of others around them. They frequently possess the talent for releasing stress by telling the ideal joke at the appropriate time. Number 13. INTJ. INTJs are often very quiet and reserved, unless they come across someone who shares their passion of conceptual exploration, possibility analysis, and long-term goal dreaming. However, they tend to be quiet when talking about their emotions or other people's private life. They are not really interested in idle chatter or anything else without a substantial long-term goal. Number 14. INTP. The analytical and creative personality type enjoys examining concepts and arguing theories. They are more interested in researching ideas, arguing theories, or exchanging factual information than they are in talking about emotions or other people's private lives. If the topic of conversation is engaging enough, or they are with someone they feel comfortable with, they can be fairly talkative. However, small discussion or emotional topics tend to make people appear more observant and quieter, listening without offering many opinions. Number 15. ENTJ. Innovative and ambitious ENTJs prioritize maximizing outcomes. They like talking about plans, tactics, and outcomes rather than engaging in a lot of small talk or idle chatter. They appreciate being in charge and advancing dialogues when it comes to leadership. If the subject seems extremely superficial or inconsequential, they will keep silent or become angry. But if they can steer the conversation towards something useful or significant, they can become fairly conversational and forthcoming. Number 16. ENTP. ENTPs are endearing, witty people who enjoy having philosophical conversations. They enjoy developing novel hypotheses, debating concepts, and investigating possibilities. They frequently have many insights and philosophical musings to share because they are intuitives. Additionally, they have a sharp sense of humor and delight in making others laugh. They can, however, become restless and become weary of talking incessantly. These videos will be really helpful for you.